This is my 2007 WRX. A little backstory on this build. I've done so much work to this thing. This is a fully built EJ25, has everything from bearings all the way up to valve train. It is a fully built engine. We have done so much work on the exterior of this car as well. We repainted this entire car Java Black Pearl, and it looks really good. But in last video, we started digging into the interior of this car and realizing that the previous owner just did not care for the interior of this car at all. So in the last video, we took off all of the carbon fiber stickers and replaced all the window switches, as well as all the shifter trims, radio bezel, and everything like that. Staying in tune with the interior of this car, the main purpose of today's video is going to be taking care of this disgusting steering wheel. As you guys can see, this thing is completely tattered. We're fully peeling away and fraying out here. The previous owner was a one-handed driver for sure, because that's like the only spot on the steering wheel that has any wear. So we're going to fix that today. And instead of buying a new steering wheel or a carbon fiber steering wheel, because that is so expensive, in my opinion, I don't want to drop that kind of coin on a steering wheel. So what we're going to do is in this bag right here. This is a bag from Texas Custom Interiors. And instead of purchasing a new steering wheel, we're going to rebuild this one. Inside of this bag is a full steering wheel wrap that we have to sew on ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in, pretty much cut off the old one, and we're going to re-sew a new one back on, because the underneath of the steering wheel is still in good condition. It is just the leather on the top that is just completely destroyed. So we need to go ahead, get that one cut off. Before we do that, let's hop into this box and let's see what it comes with. Alright, so here, this is just from, like I said, Texas Custom Interiors. And this is going to be a full steering wheel wrap replacement. The cool thing about this company, they let you pick and choose and design this exactly how you want to do it. And they custom build every single one and they ship it straight to your door. They send you instructions on how to stitch this. So if you're looking for a new steering wheel wrap cover, I will link this down in the description box below. Use my discount code, which I'm going to put right here. It'll give you 15% off your order, and that way you can have your steering wheel looking fresh, just like this is going to turn out. Alright, so this does come with the instructions on like how you should stitch this up, what type of stitching to use, what type of stitching patterns to use, and from there, it's just as easy as taking off the old one and putting on the new one. So most of these can be installed with the original steering wheel wrap on the actual wheel itself, but mine is so beat up and tattered that if I put it over what is on there now, it's not going to have a good feel and it's not going to look good either way. So here's what I went with. I went with the black genuine leather with the red stitching, and I went with the red over the top. So this is just going to wrap over the entire thing, and we're going to wrap it around our wheel like that, and we're going to have a brand new steering wheel cover. So let's go hop into this guy and then start taking off our steering wheel cover. Alright, after quite a few days of taking a break and just working on this about 20-30 minutes at a time, I'm pleased to announce that it is done. I will say it is not my best work, mainly because I'm not a sewer by trade. I build cars, and you don't really have to do a lot of sewing when you build cars. You kind of have people for that. It is done. It looks decent. The only things that I messed up on was I didn't sew tight enough, like right here. You can see if I pull it, it tightens out and it looks good, but you let it loose, it's just a little loose right here, and it's just a little wrinkly right here. but everywhere else looks really good. So I'd say it turned out really well. Definitely one of the better upgrades for the interior. I do believe that these are meant to go over your existing leather that's there. Mine was super beat up, so I had to take it off, or else it was just not going to look good with this on there whatsoever. This is like a 1.3 mil like leather, so it's meant to wrap over your old one, keeping the same feel, but giving you a different look. In my opinion, it is well worth the money to get this. These are already inexpensive as it is, but like I said, click the link in the description, use my discount code. This will save you an extra 15% off of one of these. You can pick and choose from hundreds of different combinations on how to get these steering wheels the way that you want them. This is the way that I went. I went with just the all black leather with the red stitching. Everything looks phenomenal. It feels great. It is such a huge upgrade from the old one that was on here. As you can remember, there was that huge gash from where somebody just was constantly pretty much doing that, dude. This is a phenomenal upgrade for this car. I'm happy with how it came out. I would redo this portion, but to redo this portion, the stitching starts from down here and it's all the way around here to this. So I'd have to redo the entire steering wheel to fix this piece. Maybe in the future we can order another one and see how that'll play out. Or maybe there's a carbon wheel on the horizon. Who knows? But now that we got this done, we need to go ahead and move on to finishing all of this. So I'm not the biggest fan of how all these turned out. I mean, they're not horrible. They're kind of dirty right now. And they do look way better than the carbon fiber sticker. So for now, let's go ahead and get these reassembled. We got to get the climate control back in, the vents, and the hazard button back in that one. And then we're ready to go to reinstall them back into here. They will look better, but I think I'm still probably going to change these out in the future. But I don't want to run around driving this car with no interior. So let's get those guys back in the car, reassembled, and let's go on a drive. Alright, so we need to start with these vents. These are super simple to install, so it's just kind of fold them over, clip them in. There's one. It's not the most prettiest thing in the world, but it looks a lot better than it did. So I'm happy with that. I really do think I'm going to go a different route with these anyways. But these are going to work for now, for what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. So definitely not the most beautiful thing ever, but it looks so much better now that everything is black and not carbon fiber stickered. So one last piece of the puzzle to get this a little cleaned up. Need to 3M tape that turbo timer back up there so I can actually shut the car off. And then from there, And then from there, we're ready to go on a drive and put a little bit more miles on this thing. And let's get the first data log of this base map, get it sent over to the tuner today so that we can go ahead and start this tuning process. Have a couple things to fix on the fueling system side. That'll be a next video. Super simple. We'll run through that tomorrow. But we need to put some more miles on this thing and really just have fun with it. So let's hop into a cold start for the boys. The battery's been unhooked for a while. It has been sitting for approximately 3 weeks. It's gonna be a true cold start in Florida. So let's get this thing fired up. Let's go have a rip. First things first, this is up for sale, for real this time. All it does is sit here, and I just don't want it to get destroyed. I drive it as much as I can, but honestly, I don't have enough time for it. There's no time in the day for me to drive this while working on this and driving that. It just sits here. I have no use for it right now. I'm not towing anything. I'm not doing anything crazy. So if you know anybody who's looking for a nice running 6-liter, bang my line, because I'll give you a screaming deal on it. There's really nothing wrong with it except for the driver door has a little bit of rust on the bottom of it. And I'd like to get rid of it before it gets too far gone or before I have to fix it. So if there's somebody out here who likes to restore 6-liters, this is a perfect candidate for you. It's a perfect engine, perfect interior, pretty much a perfect exterior as well. It's just sitting outside and I don't want it to get ruined. So if you know anybody, hit me up. Last time I tried to use this window mount, my camera lens was horrible, so it was super shaky footage, and I'm hoping this time is better. See, so as you can see, the steering wheel looks pretty good. I'm actually really happy with it. I wish that I probably would have had the piece underneath, but I think it's gonna fill in just fine. It just needs to be worn in, and everything else will kind of fit the way it should. So it all looks good. So I think I'm running into a fueling problem with this because my air fuels keep going wonky. So it's one of two things. It's either a fuel pump, which I think I said in a previous video that this fuel pump, it's not an OEM fuel pump, but it is original to this car when I bought it. It is an AEM 340, and I think it might be on its way out, but we're gonna find out because we're gonna do a little data log here. We're gonna do a little data log here, and then we're gonna send it to the tuner, and we're gonna make sure that everything is good the way it should be, because the engine sounds good, timing is good. It's just pulling a little bit of fuel, and that makes me think it's a fuel pressure issue. So it's either that or the fuel pressure regulator, which this is a used fuel pressure regulator. I got off somebody else's Hawkeye, and it's a Deechworks, I think it's 1000. So we're still on a base map, so we can't go crazy with it, but we can put some more miles on this thing and then finish up this data log so we can go ahead and start this tuning process fully, because this thing needs the sauce. I'm absolutely in love with this car and how it drives. I haven't been able to drive it for a few weeks because I did have a lot of family here. That's why this video is taking so long to come out. But whole family trip went well. I just got a little bit more work done on this, and I'm absolutely in love with it. The only thing it needs is a wash. It needs a bath so bad. But other than that, it's good to go. There's some pretty sweet cars out today. There's a Mustang Dark Horse out there. I saw a McLaren. There's a Lamborghini out and about. There's a lot of money out and about tonight. So let's go ahead and get this data log going. I'm gonna pull up the email from the tuner, see what we need to data log, and then we'll go from there. All right, so here's what we're looking at. We're looking at 2 warm idle logs with AC off, 2 warm idle logs with the AC on, light cruising, 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, 60 and 70 miles an hour, 8 to 10 seconds apiece, 2 to 3 logs of light acceleration under 2 psi from a stop through gears 1 through 4, and then the last one is a pull in second gear, wide open throttle, 2800 RPMs to 6000 RPMs. We're just gonna check fueling, and we don't wanna go overboard in these logs. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I just knocked out the warm idle logs, so let's go ahead and do the light cruising at 40, 50, 60, and 70, 8 to 10 seconds apiece. Oh my god, dude. Sorry if I'm a little shaky. It's my first time ever having external wastegates. That was insane. This thing freaking screams, dude. Oh my god. Oh. I need more Subarus. More. So we threw a check engine light, and it was a cylinder 1 misfire. That was before we did the pull. I double checked everything over. Everything looks really good. I don't know why it's misfiring. I think it has to do with the tune and the fueling. And like I said, I think it has to do with fuel delivery. So it's either fuel pressure regulator, which I don't think it is because the car's running decent at watt, and it's running decent at idle as well, other than a little bit of fuel cut. And I think that's just because the pump is maybe just a little worn out. I'm not gonna be able to get to that in this video, but I'm glad you and I got to experience that full rip together for the first time. That was absolutely intense, and I need to do a 1 through 4 pull like soon. So tuner better get back to me very shortly with a revision and tell me to do some hard pulls, because I need it in my life. But with that being said, I think that's where I'm gonna wrap off today's video. I appreciate all you guys watching. Thank you guys so much. I know it took me a long time to get this video out, but you know, life circumstances, having family here, don't really have time to do YouTube and feeling yourself and stuff. So next video, we're gonna do this fuel pump and do some more testing. Hopefully I have a revision from the tuner by then, and we can go do some more hits on the streets of Mexico, because that was a lot of fun. This car pulls so hard, and I can't wait to do more. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you.